All right, hello, and welcome back to Real Seekers. I'm your host, Dale, the Real Seeker, and this is just going to be a short little independent video uh, as a request from people in the RHS, the Roundtable for the Holy Shroud, which is a private group, a secret group of pro shroud experts that I'm a part of. And um, some of them wanted me to make an announcement. So I made a quick announcement on my last Shroud Wars episode, but I do want to go into just a little bit more detail for fans who, might be upset, especially if you're a Roman Catholic, because there was this absolute, and I'm not using this as exaggeration, an absolutely satanic attack, not just on the Shroud of Turin, but on Jesus Christ himself, by a so-called Roman Catholic church and priest. And there's a satanic cardinal who is supporting the desecration of our Lord Jesus Christ and using the Shroud of Turin images to do it. So this is absolutely disgusting. Again, at first I was a Protestant, and when I first saw this image, and I'll show it to you in a second, I thought, okay, well, obviously this is like a Church of Satan or something like this. Godless atheists. They're all scumbags, so they're all doing their thing, making fun of and mocking Jesus as usual. But I was actually put a little bit shocked to find out, no, this is an actual legitimate cathedral, a Roman Catholic church under top cardinals and that sort of thing. And they're the ones doing this knowingly and have apparently been doing this for decades, mocking Christianity and Jesus Christ. So that kind of shocks me. Like, how can you remain a Catholic? I don't know. I guess cardinals can err. I don't know how it works. But this is kind of shocking to me. But with that said, let me show you this disgusting display that these godless atheists and skeptics pretending to be Catholic Christians are showing to the world here. So let me bring that up. So here is the display, the mockery of the Shroud of Turin upside down over the altar, which, again, as a Protestant, doesn't mean much to me, but obviously as a Roman Catholic or an Eastern Orthodox, above the altar, that's the most holy place for us Protestants. The pulpit's what matters. For these guys, for Catholics and Orthodox, it's the altar. That's where transubstantiation takes place. The turning of the Mass, the Eucharist, and all that ritual takes place. And right above it, they have in purple. So this is purple. The fact that it's in purple is important too, because for Roman Catholics, that's the color of the priesthood, I believe, or something like that, right? So it's right above, upside down, crucified Jesus, dead and upside down, as you can see, with two skulls here. And if you want to see the a picture of the artist, here he is, and I'll give you his name in a second. So Gottfried Helnwein. This is he admits to being a lapsed Catholic. He is now an avowed godless atheist and skeptic. And he loves to mock Jesus Christ with his art, and to basically he's into debauchery is my kind of understanding of a lot of his art. And I'll explain some of the other things this guy's done. But let's just say he's been associated with Marilyn Manson and that kind of mockery of the Roman Catholic Church in particular, and Christianity in general. So yeah, I just wanted to show you the players, and that's the image. This is the thing that a lot of the people on the Pro Shroud team are upset about. And because they have connections, they've actually gotten in touch with the cathedral, the priest, and the higher up cardinals within the Roman Catholic Church. We've got high connections within the Shroud community, and we've been expressing our outrage. But yeah, if you guys are they wanted me to just let you guys know about it, especially if you're a Roman Catholic, you'll probably want to there we go. You'll probably want to just know the details. So apparently the cardinal who keeps smiling about desecrating Jesus is named Cardinal Eminez Christoph Schönborn. Apparently he's a famous cardinal, and I'll show him in a bit. And the priest of this individual cathedral, so this is St. Stephen's Cathedral in Vienna, Austria, pretty bigwig cathedral there. And it's Father Anton Faber is the priest who keeps hiring this satanic servant of an artist to come into the church and desecrate the church. But yeah, let's learn a little bit more about this just before I get into it, right? So the artist here is Gottfried Helnwein. He was a former Jesuit student, and now he's a lapsed Catholic, and he's a godforsaken unbeliever at this point, and he relishes in this. So with this controversial art installation at the St. Stephen's Cathedral in Vienna, Austria, Gottfried, he's been dubbed the shock painter and a quote unquote rock star among various hyper realist artists who want to get into the art of Christian provocation, as is so prevalent in our secular society today, where Christians are constantly persecuted and under attack. And now they're using the shroud despicably to do that, as usual. I mean, what don't people like this pervert, honestly? But Heinwein, he says, quote unquote, art needs no tasks and no rules. The only thing it needs is absolute freedom. What a fool. So you can go out and kill people for your art? Is that what this guy is saying? Let's go out and slaughter a bunch of people and put their corpses on display. No, art needs rules. You need to be in the bounds of morality. This is a disgusting human being right here when he says art needs no rules. Shut up. It does. If you get out of line like you're doing here, the people will push back. We've had enough. We're standing up for morality and respect and just common decency. Where has that gone in this world these days with leftists and atheists and SJWs? I don't know. But yeah, absolutely. A substantive point here to raise is, look, and apparently this priest and cardinal are backing them up. They're smiling and saying, absolutely, art is totally free. You want to mock Jesus? Go for it. God, who gives a damn? I worship Satan. Let's be artistic and do whatever Satan tells us to do and mock Jesus and use the shroud to do it. The people say, no, we've had enough. We're not taking this anymore. So, but yeah, this is one of 3 Lenten cloths that this artist and this priest, Anton Faber, want to show in the cathedral, mocking Jesus and using the shroud images to do it. The so-called church cathedral has teamed up with this satanic artist many times in the past, a lot. And I've looked up. So, for example, in December of 2022, the priest Faber installed Heinwein's poster of a blood-smeared girl on the south tower of the cathedral just to cause shock and, disgusting outrage among the parishioners and stuff like that. And Helnwein said that the poster was triggered by the killing of a young woman by Iran's morality police for being improperly dressed. And he said, he's kind of saying, you Christians are responsible. You got to do something. Get outraged about this. It's your fault this Muslim girl was killed, kind of thing. Other artworks are downright pornographic in nature. It includes, for example, an image of 2 bare-breasted women posing side by side, joined together by a single pair of underpants. And in April 2008, authorities of the St. Stephen's Cathedral also caused massive outrage. Again, this Anton Faber, under the command of this cardinal who smiles with glee at Satan being praised in the church rather than Jesus and God. And he caused massive, when they exhibited an art piece portraying the Last Supper as a homoerotic orgy. Disgusting filth. How dare you do this in a church? It would be one thing if a godless atheist scumbag was doing this out in the street. I would still be annoyed by the stupidity of these people. But it wouldn't be my business. They have the freedom to do it. I would support his legal right, not his moral right to do such a thing. But the fact that the Roman Catholic Church is complicit in encouraging these kind of things, the Last Supper as a homoerotic orgy. And the exhibition, if you want to look it up, was called The Religion, Flesh, and Power, which depicted Jesus being fondled and the apostles groping one another. Disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself. Thankfully, I will admit this, that the cardinal, so this Father Anton Faber, he was satanic and I love this kind of thing. But at least with the orgy and the Lord's Supper, when the news reached the cardinal, that's the one time he did force them to take that down. That was going too far. But all of this other debauchery, the cardinal puts on a smile on his mush and says, yep, Satan is being elevated here. That's what I like to see. What is going on in that Roman Catholic Church? Like, I don't know. If you're a cardinal, a bishop, an archbishop, and a cardinal, I don't know. Like, what is Catholic teaching on that? Isn't that like not permitted or allowed or something? I don't know. Like, can't he be fired as a cardinal? I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, this church, this St. Stephen's Cathedral in Vienna, Austria, it's a house of Satan. It's not a church. And it's just disgusting learning the past support of quote unquote art and free art. Other indecent images include a bare-breasted woman with her legs spread wide open to show her womanhood, and another of a woman posing with a scantily clad posterior, both leaving little to the imagination. There have been various priests that have attended this ceremony, and they were shocked by the installation. And they said this is totally nonsense. The father, Tony Faber, or Anthony Faber, he tried to explain this away when he was being pressed by these other priests coming and condemning him for this. He just said, well, what's the problem? We're just depicting Jesus upside down because we're teaching the descent of Jesus into hell. And that's why the skulls are there, because he's dying and he's going down to hell. That was his excuse. But everyone immediately could see through that because they knew what the artist's real intent was. And look, in the Roman Catholic Church and just in Christianity in general, you can't depict Jesus upside down, which is what using the shroud images is saying. We're showing Jesus crucified upside down. That is explicitly understood traditionally as worshiping the devil and Satan. It's associated with the Church of Satan and that sort of thing, and imagery on that front. Now, this priest is trying to say, well, no, look, he tries to excuse it and say, well, look at the Apostle Peter. He was crucified upside down. That's the symbol of the Roman Catholic Church. So, like, we're not doing anything wrong here. But again, while it's true, let me just share the screen to show you guys images. It's true that Roman Catholics have used the image of Peter being crucified upside down. Remember what that is about, right? Because that's all about showing respect for Christ. Christ was crucified right side up, so they are crucified upside down. And here are some classical images of Peter being crucified upside down. Again, I don't believe this historically. I'm not a Roman Catholic, so I think this is probably, we have proof that it didn't happen historically, but nonetheless, it's about gestures of respect and disrespect. And this is in a Catholic church, and they're directly mocking and discrediting Jesus and the Catholic Church because Peter was crucified upside down. Here's the famous Caravaggio painting from the 1600s with Peter upside down, so you can see that. And you can never have Jesus depicted crucified upside down. That is definitely associated with devil worship. And look at this guy. Yeah, it's obvious. He's one of these unbelievers who likes to mock Jesus Christ. And just to show harrowing of hell, here's how it's been depicted in times past. It's never been Jesus depicted crucified upside down in Catholic art or Orthodox art, traditional art, Protestant art. So it's clear these people know what they're doing with this disgusting display here. They're using the Shroud of Turin, which is the authentic burial cloth of Christ. Those images were formed as a result of his corpse. How did he die? Again, for everyone's sins, mine and including this servant of Satan right here, this satanic artist. He died for your sins. He loved you, Mr. Skull Rings, so much that he went through, he suffered hell on the cross. He was forsaken by God the Father and experienced relational separation from God the Father, which is the definition of hell for you. And afterwards, he was placed in the Shroud of Turin. leaving behind these miraculous images, which at the time of his resurrection and defeat of death, so that we could experience an eternal loving relationship with him for all eternity. And this is what you do. You do it as a mockery. I'm sorry, this guy, he was a former Jesuit student. He knows what he's doing. He is trying to be provocative. He is trying to invoke satanic imagery. The priest is a liar. This artist is a liar when they say, no, we're just trying to depict Jesus going down into the underworld, down the harrowing of hell. Again, that's something Roman Catholics doctrine have to believe. Protestants are a little iffy on whether that happened or not, kind of thing, right? Some think it did, some don't. But it's obvious that's not what they're doing. That's not what they're trying to depict here. That's just an excuse. They're deliberately invoking satanic imagery that everyone has known for centuries is how you worship Satan, by putting Jesus crucified upside down. So let me hang on, stop sharing for a second. Let me just see. I think that's kind of it in terms of and also this artist, he was associated with Marilyn Manson, as I said. He was and Marilyn Manson is an honorary priest in the Church of Satan. Coincidence? I don't think so. And he has various portfolios of blasphemous works, blaspheming the Bible, Jesus, the Virgin Mary, or Mary, the mother of Jesus, and other aspects of the Catholic faith. And this artist here, Helnwein, was responsible for some of these works, such as the photo of Manson standing in a pose mocking the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Once again, Cardinal Christoph Schönborn, when the complaints are raised to him, and various pro-shroud experts, including Giulio Fonte and Guy Pao and a bunch of others, I shouldn't be naming them, but a bunch of the pro-shroud experts have written in and complained, and to Christoph. And what's his response? He just smiles satanically and says, "We love this, mocking Jesus. That's what we stand for here at this cathedral in Vienna." If you're so inclined and that sort of thing, go ahead and let them know that you disagree. The addresses are available online. Again, it's St. Stephen's Cathedral in Vienna, Austria. The address, I don't know, it's another language, but the address is so for Messenger Mag Anton Faber, that's the priest, at Dompfare, Dompfarre, and then Stephanplatz, Stephansplatz, 3, the number 3, 1010 Wien, Wien, Austria. So that's that. And there's the cardinal or archbishop is Cardinal Christoph Schönborn. So Chrisistoph. Schönborn, SCHO with 2 dots above it, NBORN. And he is at, I don't know how to spell, I'll just spell this, Erbschlosses, ERZBISCHO with 2 dots above it, FLICHES, Palais, PALAIS, and that's at Wulzile, WOLLZEILE, number 2, 1010 Wien, Austria. Again, WIEN. That's all the information. I made a promise to the group that I would put this information out and let you guys do whatever you want to do about it and stuff. But I'm speaking as a Protestant, so I don't have the same sensibilities. I don't think the Roman Catholic Church is the true Church of Christ. I don't have any special respect for cardinals or priests. I don't think that they're or popes. I don't think they're anything special. But this is just, even as a Protestant, this is just common sense and just going beyond common decency and morality that I think even atheists and unbelievers should recognize, like in a Catholic church directly mocking the shroud and Jesus' sacrifice by depicting him crucified upside down with the shroud images. And especially in light of the history of this church with their absolutely sinful, more disgusting, quite frankly. I mean, porn in a church, in a cathedral, like these pornographic images. The priest even defended pornography, apparently, and stuff. And so it's no big deal. Go ahead and do it and stuff. So like, kids are going here and stuff. So it's just because once I looked into this, I just realized how absurd and debauched this so-called Catholic Church is. I felt it was worth it to kind of give you guys a little bit more detail very quickly, show you guys what's going on in terms of make you guys aware of the controversy and how the Shroud of Turin is being used in this disgusting way by Satan's servants. But other than that, that's it for now. So, yep, look out next on Friday. I am having famous biblical scholar Dr. Craig Blomberg on the show to talk about gospel's reliability and a bunch of great issues. He's an expert on the parables, so I have some questions that aren't typical on the parables and the various models for how we understand that, and also looking at Acts a little bit. So, and the oral period before the written gospel. So look out for that on Friday. Other than that, I'll see you guys in a couple days. All right, take care. And I hope for the pro-shroud crowd that are Roman Catholics, and this is deeply offensive because you guys are in this faith, even as a Protestant. Again, I don't have the same sensibilities, but I do have common decency, and I do have respect for Jesus. And this is a mockery of both of those things. And on that front, I am sorry that you've had to face this indignity in one of your own cathedrals. It's truly shocking to me, and especially a cardinal of all things, one of the highest offices, just one down from the Pope, is apparently supporting and endorsing this. I just can't believe that. So, yeah. All right, that's it, and take care.